How come I could sit across from you guys and not take forever before I see myself?
Because it's got to go from the computer to the internet and then to your phone.
Yeah, but you already start seeing people. There I am. That's how long it took. Because I'm like, why do I look like I'm at the Krusty Bunker today? I have a Krusty Bunker look today.
Greetings, everyone.
Are you feeling crusty? Is that what you're telling me? You're feeling crusty?
We got a Krusty Bunker joining us on Instagram.
Which one?
It just says Krusty Bunker.
Which bunker is that?
I'm guessing Nick.
Yeah, he's worried I'm selling comic books. What's Chris doing?
Hi, Aaron. Hello, I'm
Nope, it's Joel.
Angelina Jolie.
Joel.
Joel the complaint.
Joel, I guess, must be on Instagram.
Yes.
Hello in Germany and hello in Singapore. Is it Tuesday?
Is it Tuesday?
Maybe not.
Because you have comic books.
It is Tuesday. This week flew by and we're already into next week.
Comic Book Tuesday.
This week so did not fly by.
It did not fly by, see?
No.
It was a long, well,
Might
your
have flown
eyes
by for
blew
you,
out.
but it has not.
Because your
flown
eyes
by.
are blown out.
My eyes are so horrible.
Z is not in good shape, guys. What do you have?
Between the allergies,
What do you have?
now you just threw me off. I knew what it was a second ago. I call it blecheritis, but it's bletheritis.
I don't know.
Either way, my eyes
It
explode.
sounds like a drowning fish, and it sounds like you have a fish disease.
I feel like I have a
one
fish
of those
disease.
upside
You know
down
what?
fish in the fish tank.
I feel like it a little bit, yeah. Mia has not
and
had
your eyes are hanging out.
for the beginning of this new year. I have not had a good time.
See,
It's like Christmas. I got COVID, and then I had this, which we didn't know what it was. We thought it was allergies.
It's called fish ick.
And then I had my big allergy day last Friday,
That's right.
and then my eyes exploded.
Right. So Zia has fish ick.
I have ick.
Ick. All right, back to everybody at work here. Is it Tuesday? I thought it was the Krusty Bunker. That's what I thought. I like came on. I was like, "Am I at the Krusty Bunker today?" Maybe Aaron can tell Chris who won the Super Bowl. Really, Sam? We're starting right in the front of the show tonight, huh?
Actually, no, El Sweet. Last Friday was not pollen. It was a freaking cantaloupe that got me. Took me out all day and got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse as the day went.
That was her sneezing
And then I went
night.
home and I died.
That was your sneezing night.
Yes.
Jason
was
Keith
horrible.
is with us tonight. What? All right, well, we're just loading up, and I do look like the Krusty Bunker tonight, and I do have comic books out in front of me. So I'm just gonna, I have lots of stuff to look at, actually, tonight. There's lots of stuff around me, behind me, to the left of me, to the right of me. Got lots of bombs tonight, guys. Got a new bomb shipment. We had to put all our bombs away because we did pass the fire inspection up here, just so you guys know. Because everybody was concerned about it Wednesday night because we blew a bomb and it got stuck up in our fire stuff. So Z and I had to clean it out of the ceiling fire wires up there. But we did pass with flying colors. Yay! So now we can blow many bombs and not have to worry about it till next Wednesday when the fire department, and I actually think it's next Tuesday, the fire department is back in the building. for sprinkler alarms this time. Okay, so basically I'm going to go over some of the rules of the show or how we play the show. Is just like everybody is saying hello in the comment bar. That's where you would say, I would like to claim that Batman or that whatever, Man-Bat or Spider-Man. If you tell us what you're claiming, it's always good because there is still always a lag no matter what. And actually, I find that the lag has gotten longer lately again. So that we know exactly what you're after. We don't have to sit there and wait, like, is it this one or was it this one that you wanted? So the
Especially
more,
being is there are a lot of Batmans.
yeah, we do have a lot of Batman stuff tonight. We're very heavy loaded on Batman. We have found new pieces. We have a lot of new stuff. I will say I went through a lot of drawers today. I pulled out some really weird, cool shit for Wednesday night. So Wednesday night will be one of our weird nights for sure, because I found a lot of weird art in prints and posters. We found more posters, so I will have them on Wednesday night. So if Phil is out there somewhere, Phil, you should watch us on Wednesday night. So anyway, so you write in the comment bar, I'd like to claim that Batman sitting. I'd like to claim that Batman standing. I'd like to claim that Batman flying. Because like I said, we have a lot of Batman tonight. So I'm going to need help with a little bit more words than usual. We will then acknowledge that you're buying something by going and then writing your name down. We blow off a bomb. And then we put your piece to the side. But we will ask you to please then direct message us. I know everybody gets excited and then forgets that part of direct messaging. But direct message us, your name, your address where I'm shipping to, and an email that we can then invoice out. We will not be invoicing tonight because generally we get out of here too late. If you end up watching the show over the weekend, maybe during Super Bowl halftime, if you find that there's a piece you're interested in, you can always direct message us. We're generally, somebody is watching, and somebody out of all the Adamses is usually around to be able to answer stuff. Or if you wait an hour, I'm sure you'll get answered. So you can always ask, we will put stuff to the side even over the weekend if you want to purchase something on the weekend based on watching this video at a different time. So that is available. We make it very easy. There's also the NeilAdamsStore.com that has the majority of all the artwork that I sell is also up on that website. So that's another way of doing it through the NeilAdamsStore.com. Remember that Neil spells his name N-E-A-L and not N-E-I-L, because a lot of people miss that. And we ask everybody if they can share us and talk about our show, just because it makes it more fun when there's new people in, mostly because then you tease the new people that come in, and then we don't have to listen to Sam all the time. And we are currently now on Neil's YouTube channel, which is NeilAdams.com, and you spell the D-O-T on that. So it's NeilAdamsDotcom, and you can find us on Facebook. On YouTube, as well as Facebook and Instagram. The Facebook and the YouTube do get nice pans of artwork. If you really want to see artwork and you're on Instagram, I would say you really should go over to Facebook or YouTube, and you'll be able to see stuff. Yes, you over there.
We got a ton of questions coming in.
Ton of questions. Okay.
So, first question, what are the grades on those 400 Man-Bats? Those are not graded.
I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
Those are raw. Then we got, hey there, did you have a Batman 251 tonight? And I asked them vintage or facsimile, and they were talking about vintage.
Vintage. Just so everybody understands on Instagram, we generally don't sell comic books. We do have a comic book store, which is called the Neil Adams Krusty Bunker, which you can find on Facebook as well as Instagram. They sell comic books. They may have a vintage 251 available. I do not. Do I?
Got one slab.
An old vintage one? How do I have one slab? Oh, it's yours. It's mine.
Well, it's yours.
I don't know what to charge on it.
I think you had that on it.
Well, do you know where it is? Yeah. Well, then you pull it.
I can pull it.
Phil, we actually have scan and pans for those, so if you just be patient, we'll get to it.
Yep, exactly. We're going to answer the 251 because apparently I do have a vintage 251. I don't.
And then there was another question if we are still submitting stuff to CGC.
No, the door for submitting and getting yellow labels has officially closed. That is now over. We have stuff that we have put in storage with CGC that has all the paperwork with it, so that you'll be able to buy yellow labels from the Adams. Thank you, the Adams family.
Prices on the back.
But basically, we cannot take your stuff at this point and get yellow labels anymore. Okay, well, you have to come back from Mr. CGC. So I'm going to start with this question that we got asked. So apparently, unbeknownst to me, we still have this. So we do have a vintage Batman 251. It is a blue label 7.5.
So that is not signed.
It is not signed by Neil. It is cream to off-white pages. And the price on this is $800. Trying to not get a glare on it. Guess I should go forward. So again, it is a 7.5 blue label, which means it is not signed by Neil. This is an original 251 though inside of here.
You just tilted towards me a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you. Perfect. So Krusty Bunker is saying you can still submit to CBCS for a verified yellow label. We don't send them out.
All right.
Hey, Gustavo.
Okay, and the price on this 251 again is $800. So I'm gonna put this to the side. Okay, so what I have in front of me, because I figured I'd start with some comic books just to change it up a little bit, and I have these very cool comic books available here in New York. I don't even know what's in front of me. I think these are the two.
Yeah, those are the two. Man-Bat is to your right. Batman's on your left.
Okay, so basically I have the same comic book, which is Detective Comics, Batman, Robin and Batgirl, number 400, Detective Comics with Batman and Man-Bat. One has a colored Batman head by Neil. There's a remark down below.
That one has Man-Bat.
No, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Well, I was going to go to the other one. They would figure it out eventually. So right now, if you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, you can see the Batman head clearly as a remark. It's a very nice remark by Neil. It is also colored by Neil. Signed by Neil.
Ryan's asking if those comics go on the payment plan.
I'm going to say no. I'm not going to do a payment plan. I'll do a payment plan if it gets paid within like 2 weeks. But I don't want to wait 100 months.
Luciano is asking if it's a facsimile.
It is a facsimile. It is a facsimile edition, and one has a Batman remark that is, one has a Batman remark that is painted and colored by Neil. The other one has Man-Bat, which is done in a silver marker. Ryan is going to claim the Batman head sketch if I can do a couple of months payment plan. Ryan, because it's you, I will. A couple of months is 2 months. So if you're okay with 2 months, I'll do it, Ryan. So you tell me yay or nay on that one. Where'd Ryan go?
Checking his account. He says, yes, 2 months, I'll add a COA.
Okay,
Okay,
that's a deal.
thank you, Ryan.
Okay, so we just sold Batman, which is the one I didn't pick up. Okay, so this is now Ryan Torrance's.
Woohoo! Thank you, Ryan.
Torrance, 2 months. And it's a COA. Okay, so like I said, we'll acknowledge. Much to the chagrin of my sister. And you get a bomb. A little circle ball. Oh wait, I'm pulling my plastic first. Because otherwise I fight circles for the rest of the night. Okay, so what we do on this show is we celebrate every time there's a sale.
And as far as your question regarding the 7.5 vintage comic, our prices are set. We don't negotiate them down.
There we go. That's for Ryan. Thank you, Ryan.
I got the lid.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna put. I'm so close in tonight. Yeah, put it over there. Okay, so now I'm down to a Man Bat Remark. I also have this very lovely Batman Urban Legends. This is a sketch cover where Neil has drawn Joker and Batman. It is a purple sketch cover on this Batman Urban Legends. It is a sign piece by Neil. It is $2,200 to buy. Again, if you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, you can definitely see it very clearly.
Oh, nobody was in the building.
It's Frankenstein. Maybe Richie came back. I don't know. No, Richie said, the building has been quiet today. So this is a really nice piece for $2,200. Because this we do consider a piece of art. This can go on our normal payment plan because the whole cover is a piece of art by Neil.
No, we're sorry. We don't take offers on the comic books.
No.
They're buy it now prices.
Right. These are our set prices. If you like to do that, I suggest you go to the Krusty Bunker because at the Krusty Bunker, they like doing stuff like that. Okay, so I do have a 9.8 over here. This is a yellow label. This is Batman versus Ra's al Ghul. And this is considered the sketch cover edition just because it is the black and white line of that cover. And the price is $600. It's a 9.8 yellow label. You know what? I forgot to put Ryan's name on the back. There we go. So this is available. This would not get a payment plan because it's not artwork. Like I said, the Batman Joker one, which has original artwork, line art for $2,200, can go on our normal payment plan. And the way our payment plan works is you put a third to a quarter down, like a down payment. You can pay it off over time. And then when it's all paid off, we ship it out. But we do like to get monthly payments of some amount of money so we know that you're truly, working on trying to get it paid off. We have the Man Bat for $800. That's a Man Bat Remark by Neil on a facsimile edition. And then over here, I put the Thor Thor is a 9.6 yellow label, and the cool thing, besides it being a yellow label, is it actually has a little Thor emblem.
Other side. There it is.
It has the Thor emblem on it. This is also a original line art cover by Neil, meaning that this is artwork on a cover. It's a blank cover to start with just a logo. Neil did this Thor drawing on it. It is signed by Neil.
Can you rotate them towards the cameras a bit more?
Yes.
No, other way.
This one.
Yeah.
And that has already been CGC'd. It is a 9.6.
9.6 for 3,000.
9.6. And like I said, it has a little Thor emblem, which only lasts for so long, and then they put it out of commission. So 3,000 for the Thor. Man-Bat is 800. This one was 23, 22, and
600.
600 for the 9.8 already yellow labeled.
Freight elevator busy tonight.
Just started. It could just be the restaurant people are going in and out now. Okay, so that is my comic books for tonight.
Well, they're not allowed to leave unless they bring us some leftovers.
All right, I'm going to put these over here. I will say that Man-Bat Remark is really nice, and Neil does not do too many Man-Bat Remarks. And that's a really nice big Batman remark. Okay, so since we're still kind of letting people come on, I'm going to do some smaller items and then we'll get into the art because then by then everyone will be around. So I do have some Fantastic Four. This is the, I want to say treasury size. It is the oversized or absolute size of Neil's Fantastic Four run that we did with Marvel, where Mark Farmer inked Neil. It is a Mark Waid story. Neil did the pencils on this. It was a book that kind of fell during COVID, so people weren't in the stores to see it. And we're selling it for $75 because it does have a Neil Adams signature in it. But this is really, as Chris destroys it, this is a really nice size. You really get to see the artwork.
Beautifully colored by Laura Martin as well.
Right. And it's a fun story. It's definitely a Fantastic Four adventure. Like I said, written by Mark Waid, penciled by Neil, inked by Mark Farmer.
With some surprise X-Men at the back.
So apparently Phil read this and read this format.
HUL Suite is claiming the Fantastic Four treasury.
Okay, I'm going to give him this one because it doesn't have a sticker.
The one that is not a display model.
Right. Okay, Hugh. Gotcha. I do have more of these guys, so they are $75 to buy. And they come with the Neil Adams signature, like I said, on the inside.
Gorgeous.
So they are very nice. And like I said, this came out during COVID, so a lot of people kind of missed it. And like I said, Phil said he read it this format last week, and he said it was great. And Randy Funk is going to take one as well. I'm just going to put Randy's name on this one, but I will replace it. So Randy's going to take one. Okay. There are more more of them. Oops. There are more of them if anybody wants one. I think we have at least 10 more.
Crash.
Crashings behind me. So would anybody else like a Fantastic Four antithesis? This, like I said, is kind of like an absolute size or treasury size. It's really nice, beautifully colored. This one is not turned. Oh, maybe I'm turning it the wrong way.
You're
No.
turning the wrong way.
I think that one's screwy loose and not gonna work. You know when you get this, whoa, you got it. Okay, well that was for Randy and Hugh. Thank you for buying it. And Phil says, read the large format X-Men reprints a couple weeks ago. Mind blowing in the larger format. Yeah, I'm gonna see if we have. I'm gonna pull stuff out of storage. I believe we do have some of those X-Men large formats with Neil's signature in our storage facilities, so we are going to pull those out, and I probably will have them on Wednesday night. So if you're interested in those, make sure you watch us Wednesday night. Okay, anybody else on those Fantastic Four books? Because like I said, I probably have at least 5 on the bookshelf near my office before I move on to something else. Okay. There we go. Since everybody was into buying my stuff that I wanted, I found another piece of art that I really want. This is, I was going to say this is Joker. This is Jughead from Archie. This is a Neil Adams drawing, and you will say that even Neil hand-lettered the Jughead Jones. And I like how Dad put Jones, because if you would ask me what Jughead's last name was, and I read Archie comics for years.
Well, because it's sort of like the Clark Kent
I
thing.
guess.
This JJ Archie Andrews.
Right. But Dad actually did Jughead joke pages. So, and I think that was actually his first comic book foray, was the Jughead joke page. So I always thought this was cool because it was Neil kind of going back to his very, very beginning. It is Jughead. It is a piece that I wanted. So I figured I'll just put it out tonight and then somebody will buy it. It is signed by Neil, and the price on it is the same price that we sold Archie at, which is $300. And this is original pen and ink. I love that he's got the sandwich in his hand.
A burger.
I thought it was a sandwich.
James Burger.
Oh, it's a burger. Well, it's kind of
Because they would always go to the
it
malt
could be
shop
like
and
a
get a burger
chicken-
at the malt shop.
It'll be a chicken sandwich. I thought it was a chicken sandwich.
Okay, well, if you end up keeping it and have me color it, I will make it a chicken sandwich.
So we do have Jughead. And just like I said, my Beetle Bailey would color up really great. My Jughead will also color up really great. So there you go.
That's right. I just realized I did not post Silver Surfer on Dad's pages. I only did them on mine.
Oh.
So any of you guys who want to see a really
Yeah,
nice
it's right
Silver
here.
Surfer
We have it. There.
and you want to see the color process, you have to sign up on my pages.
So this
Okay.
one is sold already.
Yep, this is sold. This is a piece that somebody bought in black and white. Zia just yeah.
And if you face it this way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are like really like.
Well, because we're all the way on this corner this time.
So
Yeah,
Zia
it's perfect.
All right.
Zia colored this up. You can watch Zia color this on what is it, Zia Moss?
Zia Adams.
Zia Adams, sorry. Zia Adams on Facebook. She has it in fast motion, but this is a really gorgeous coloring job on a really nice piece of art. And you two can do this to Jughead.
And don't believe the spelling on the closed captioning. It's Zeea.
Ryan just said, damn, that would have paired up nicely with my Galactus.
Yep.
We're actually going to see if we have another Silver Surfer around. Somehow I feel like there's a Silver Surfer somewhere up here. Rich thinks we sold all our Silver Surfers, so.
Thank you guys. Well, it's not like Silver Surfer wasn't hanging around for quite
No,
some
he was
time.
hanging around for a long
And there
time.
have been quite a few weeks where I've been like, man, I want to color that.
Right. They say, nice work, Z.
Thank you guys.
So,
Well, like I
but
said, if you want to
don't
watch
worry
the color
about it.
process, go over
Yeah,
to my pages on Facebook. It's ZEEAADAMS. On Instagram, it's ZEEA1031 because it's Halloween, which is my favorite day of the year.
I realized that the other day. So again, this is sold, guys, but this is what you can do to any of the black and white art up here that you may purchase. It is available for coloring. Oh, see, I knew there was another Silver Surfer.
Oh boy, but I ain't gonna color it exactly the same.
Right, and I don't know what we're going to price it at. But on Wednesday night, this will be available. We just have to clean it up and then price it. So we will have a Silver Surfer available. So, and they are different. So, and Zia can also color them differently. So we will, like I said, this has a lot of pencils still left down on it. So we'll get that cleaned up and it'll be available on Wednesday night. Okay, next up, I wanted to push once again the Peter Pan record. Like I said, we're 2 small items away and then we'll get moving on artwork.
Well, if I color it like Sorayama, he has to be on Earth. He can't be in space. Because Sorayama always did that sort of desert reflection.
Let's see. All right, so Peter Pan record. This is a story that Neil did 1,000,000 years ago, which was called, what was it called actually? Frankenstein, Werewolf, Dracula, in House of Terrors, Peter Pan Records. And Peter Pan Records is now owned by like one of the nephews. And he's trying to bring back the company. And he did just for us to sell these, what he refers to as blood red for horror records. So we are selling these for $50. They're very limited in these blood reds. I think it was only 100. So you get a blood red record, which has Neil's story on it. You get what originally was on Peter Pan Records, which is this is a print. And then what they also did was they printed a comic book. Now, we never printed Neil's Frankenstein, Werewolf, Dracula, or Monsters as a comic book. So this is it printed as a comic. We did print it in a book. That Vanguard published. This is, and it did appear in 8-page segments in Echo of Future Past, but it was never collected as a whole comic. So this is an exclusive. It has a very small run. The comic even has the same run of 100. So there's only 100 copies of this out there. This was done after Neil had passed away. Z and I put the cover together. Z colored it, so Zia can sign this. And we're selling all of this together for $50. So again, a really nice comic book of Neil's story, Neil's artwork, all the ways throughout. I do not sell the Monsters comics separately. I'm not allowed to. And even the company that made this, who sells it with a black record, is
Not allowed to sell
not
the record
allowed to
without the
separate
comic.
it. So basically, just throw the record away, or you can say, Chris, I'll buy it for $50, keep the record for yourself if you just want me to ship the comic book. But I do have to sell it all together. I can do whatever you want me to do once you buy it. But it doesn't become cheaper just to get the comic book. But I mean, it's a $50 thing. That's not a bad price. So, and it's cool. I mean, I don't have a record player anymore to play my Blood Red album, but
I do.
it's very cool. And they run like black in the ink of it, or the plastic, I should say. So it does kind of look like blood.
Kelly Rusk is going to claim one.
Okay,
Woohoo!
Kelly Ross, thank you. And it has a little Neil Adams on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really nice package. Very nicely done.
He says, and I want everything, including any stuff you would like to add to it.
Okay, Kelly, I'll see what I can do. All right, so we have Kelly Rusk. And again, I'll pick one that has not been fingered by Chris here.
Birdman, yes, we have more than one of the record if you'd
Yeah.
like to purchase
I
one.
don't have that many left, guys, actually, to be perfectly honest.
We have a few. but
Right, I probably have maybe 8 of these left, and then we're done.
It was a very limited run.
And there are
So
no more.
if you're thinking about it, now's the time to do it. So
Yeah.
Birdman
And I'm
1
not,
is
I'm
going to claim one.
okay, I'm not just pushing it to push it tonight. That is true. Okay, so I'm gonna Kelly Rusk it.
And Bertman is getting into
Yeah, Birdman 1.
Okay, so this is for Kelly Rusk. God,
Are we? There you go.
Got me.
good. It's always a good night when I get rich. Okay, and then who's the
Well,
other?
you know, everybody wants to get rich.
Birdman 1.
Bertman
Well,
one.
that's a good thing. I was born rich and going to die rich.
There you go.
He wants a record. Okay. So just make sure to direct message us, everybody. And Birdman, I will pull one for you. Actually, I'm going to pull one.
And Birdman wants Zia to sign it as well.
You betcha.
Did you sign these all already, or
No,
you have to sign them? Okay.
no. I mean, if you want, we can do a pile up and sign them all. I just don't know if everybody's going to want them signed.
No, this one is signed. So Zia Adams.
Okay.
Okay, so Birdman, here's yours. It's got the nice comic in the back. Really nice red, nice album cover. That's what makes it cool. We had a girl who came up to the table at New York Comic Con.
She got the best one. She got the one I
It
wanted.
was very light. Like
Yeah, it
cherry
ended
red.
up
It
being
was-
like a cherry
oh,
red
yeah.
record. It was the only one that was like cherry red.
It was candy apple.
I mean,
red.
each one of the records is slightly different in color.
Yeah. Okay, so this is for Birdman.
Kelly Rusk, yours will be signed as well if that is what you wish.
There we go.
Very nice, Chris.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
So if anyone else wants the limited record, let us know now.
You're the mess we've made already.
Yeah.
Doesn't take much, does it?
Okay, here's my last. Why does it have 700 on it?
Is that my last?
No. Meaning my last
Oh,
small
I was like,
item.
wait a second, I didn't take one home.
No, I have some of these left.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the
Yay.
Vault, which the Vault is a book that we did at Continuity. We put this out for New York Comic Con, and it has all of Neil's characters in here, like Armor, Megalith, Hybrids, and Nighthawk. We did this the same size as that Fantastic Four book, because we love that format. Neil loved that format, so that's the reason why we did it.
Oh, that was my spread.
I know, but I'm going to say it's a black and
You-
white book, and they're going to see a color.
You always open to the spread. I think it's brilliant.
So we decided to do Neil's. It's not all Neil's art. You know, Tom Grinberg actually penciled with, I think it's Brian Garvey and Ian Aikens inking. But definitely a lot of this was done over Neil's layouts. We do have Megalith, which is a lot of Neil. We have Larry Stroman in here. The covers are done in color, but we did do the interior art black and white. So it's kind of like a downsized gallery book. of the first issues of some of the comics of Continuity. And we sell this for
I know you just had the
40.
sticker.
Yeah. Because the
There's
record
my
always
swag.
confuses me. So this is $40, which is the retail price. It is not signed by Neil because it came out. Oh, and it has Neil Shebat. Sorry.
Yeah.
Shebat is also in here. It is not signed by Neil because Neil wasn't around when we printed this. Otherwise, he would have loved to have signed it. But you really have great art. I'm doing a Neil Adams right now. It's, the art in this is just so wonderful. Neil would sit and
A
talk
Neil Adams
about
demo.
how great the artwork was and not show anybody what he was talking about. But I mean, it's nice to see Neil's art this big. That you're looking at Shebat right now. Valeria the Shebat by Neil.
This is the same format size as the Fantastic Four book we
Right.
showed you earlier.
It's exactly the same format.
So it's like a treasury size
Yeah.
book.
Right. And it's got great, Megalith pulling tree trunks out of the ground, like Megalith does. But this is a great book, fun. You really get to see the artwork. And this is $40, which is the retail price of this book.
Joe Dunn wants to know if the Krusty Bunker has
The
this book.
Krusty Bunker should have this book. You just have to ask Joel or Nick for it. So $40 for the Neil Adams Vault. It has armor on one side, Megalith on the other. Because we love both characters so much, it was like, which should be the cover, I don't know. So this is available to buy if anybody's interested in the vault. You can also get this at the NeilAdamsStore.com through Jason. Okay, here we go. We're finally down to art, I guess.
Woohoo.
Do I want to do I'll do some art. We'll do some art and then we'll do some Chicling. Okay, so
You might
I-
want to find your plastic.
my plastic's over here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I did find some, we were kind of out of some characters. I found a couple. They were loose. So I have a Spider-Man. Now these are these are the profile heads that Neil was doing. They are signed by Neil. This is pen and ink Neil. This is Spider-Man for $600. These can go on the payment plan because they are original artwork. So this is where you put a third to a quarter down. You can pay it off monthly till it's paid off. We ship it. And I will say Zia does a really great job of coloring these. She's shown, lately Zia's been showing a lot of her coloring. And everybody's been kind of blown away by it. So $600 on Spider-Man, black and white. I have a really nice Joker for $700. I want to see one of these colored up by Zia. It's also, I just want to point out, this is a Joker that still has the COVID carnation. So if you have been with us all through COVID, which is kind of, well, actually we started a little before COVID.
Well, it doesn't quite have the face, but if colored, I can make the face.
Yeah,
out
we
of
can
that.
make a face out of that. Really what it's missing is it's 2 dots in its mouth.
Yeah.
We can turn that into a COVID flower very easily for you guys.
Definitely.
Basically, if you watched us through COVID, you all know what the COVID carnation is. It was just a dumb thing that Neil started doing. It was actually a carnation that looked like it had a really grumpy face on the flower. So we decided to call it the COVID carnation on Joker. And then Neil did it all through COVID. And it just became our COVID thing on Joker. So you'll know it's from our show. It is the COVID carnation.
Post-COVID,
To remember COVID.
like we're ever gonna forget.
$700. Really nice Joker piece. very stylized one. Because Jokers can really be a lot different from one another when Neil draws them. And it's definitely signed by Neil for $700. Nice piece. Again, Zia can color this. And then I do have, for that gutsy human being out there, I have this really nice Havoc, which again, having Zia color this, do it.
And the nice thing about this one is that this one is actually on white,
White
paper rather than the cream color paper that we usually do these on. So the colors will be even more vibrant on this one.
Right, and this is a costume design character by Neil. So, but I would love to see what Zia would do as its background on Havoc.
Well, you know, I reference the hell out of it before I start, so.
Yep, so $900 for Havoc, and Havoc is available.
I just pull Chris over to my computer. I'm like, okay, out of these 20 backgrounds, which one do you like?
Okay, so we're going to start on the artwork. We do have new pieces, even from Wednesday night, that we've entered into it, but because I never know how fast we're going to load up on the screen, I usually start with pieces that people have seen, but we do have new pieces in here tonight. So even from Wednesday night, I have new pieces in here. So my first one is this 8.5 by 11 Vampirella. She's very sweet. She's $1,500. We can add more color to this. I'm almost at the point where maybe I'll have the add color to it.
Could be your rabbit.
But then it also becomes more expensive.
There is that.
So it is $1,500 right now in its black and white form. Pen and ink is Neil. It is 8.5 by 11, and it is a signed piece by Neil. Itch on my eyelid now. Yeah, if I get your eye crud,
It's
I'm gonna
not
kill you.
contagious, you dipshit.
That isn't what she was going to call me, guys.
No, it's not. I had to put my PC brain on.
Okay, next one up is an 8.5 by 11. Again, $1,800 to buy. It's obviously Batman, Joker, Face Off. Pen and ink is Neil. Color on this is, I don't even know anymore, but I know Zia has gone into this
It
piece.
was originally me.
Oh, it was originally Rich, and then Zia went over it with a Jason splatter.
Yeah, Jason.
It's a
Right.
trifecta color
It's
job.
a family affair.
Right. This is also signed by Neil. I mean, I love the Face Off here. 1,800, great price for especially a piece that's colored. It does have a Neil Adams signature on it. You get the dynamic duo of hatred here, Joker and Batman. Ooh. Robinson. Okay, next one is, once again, Batman and Joker. This one is larger. This one is 11 by 14. And this is Joker punching the head of Batman. It is a sign piece. It's 11 by 14. Pen and ink Neil. Color on this is Zia. And it is $2,000 to buy. Again, this can go on a payment plan where you put a third to a quarter down as a down payment, pay monthly amounts to us till it's paid off, and then we ship it out to you. It's very easy. It's how a lot of people have been able to afford to be able to buy a Neil Adams piece of art, original. So Batman and Joker. Action piece. Okay. Next up is a Batman Forever prelim. This one is a little loose. This one is $600 to buy. This would get a certificate of authenticity that would go along with it, stating that it is. Oh, wait a minute! It's actually signed by Neil at the bottom. This one is.
Yes,
Yeah.
and lately in pencil.
Right. So it is a signed piece by Neil. Sorry, we have a couple of these that aren't signed, but this one is signed by Neil in pencil, very lightly down at the bottom.
Yep, you'll see it in the scan and pan
Right.
easily.
So $600 to buy this. It's one of Neil's prelims. The layout. Robin is above Batman. They're both coming down from somewhere. Not quite sure where.
Coming down from the rafters.
Yep, something like that. Okay, we're going to jump to Superman. Move my sticker price to the side here. So I have Superman who is bleeding, and he's got a kryptonite kind of light over him, which is why he's got that green yellowness above him. This is $2,500 to buy. It is pen and ink Neil. Color on this is actually Jason Adams, and it is a signed piece by Neil. And Phil, to go back to your comment about Pete's Frazetta versus Neil Adams, or Neil Adams versus Frazetta piece, I thought it was a very good piece as well. So, and the baseball game that Pete talks about on the front end of it with Frazetta and Bakshi and Neil and Phil. It has been a rumor that's been out there for a long time. What was interesting was that nobody was there to watch these guys play.
Except you.
Except for Phil Seuling's daughter and myself.
Who were
So-
very interested in watching the
Actually, we weren't really
the-
that interested.
watching the
in
testosterone fly.
All I know is like, why is my dad playing in leather shoes? But that's my dad.
I'm sure there was a lot of chest beating and going on.
And a button-down shirt because Neil Adams always wears a button-down shirt. Dad is like,
Dad wore a button-down shirt to the beach.
well, he
He wouldn't take it swimming. I will give him that. He would take it off when he went swimming. But
well, he at least in his younger days wore those kind of boxier shirts.
yes.
Then even later he would wear his tailored shirt to the beach. So that is our dad. So, but it's a fun piece that Pete wrote, and it was interesting what he said, and then pulling Jim Lee into it at the end was actually also interesting. So I highly recommend it. I believe it's on 13th Dimension, if I'm right. And it's an interesting piece by Pete, who got interesting information in a quiet moment with Neil, where Neil actually showed something to Pete that Pete was blown away by, and it's worth reading. So, and I'm verifying that yes, that baseball game actually did happen. Okay, so we're with Superman at 2,500. He is 11 by 14. And he is being bathed in kryptonite and bleeding to death. So Neil did this when he was working on the coming of the Superman, which also kind of had a blood story within that.
Dad seems to like to make Superman bleed. Like Superman versus Muhammad Ali, Coming of the Superman.
Yeah, he definitely played with the concept. for
Well,
sure.
I think he liked to show Superman's vulnerability
Yeah.
because everybody else was making him like.
Well, he
Omnipotent.
is. I mean, the cool thing about when Superman gets beat up in Superman versus Muhammad Ali it was because he was on a planet that took all his power away and made him equal.
The Red Sun.
I remember when he was working on Superman versus, because I had just kind of walked in the door of continuity at that point, and I remember seeing the gurney shot with Superman and going, "Can you do this, Dad? It's pretty brutal looking." And he was like, "Yes, Chris, that's the point of this." And I was like,
pretty
"Yeah, but
shocking
it's."
for the time.
It was shocking. I remember being like, "Wow, you've never seen Superman like messed up."
I think I was traumatized as a kid.
Yeah, it was traumatizing. You know, it's not what you're used to seeing. It was really raw. And then, you know, when my mom colored it, it was really raw.
It was very realistic.
Yeah. But that's what they were going for.
He added a sense of realism to Superman.
Yeah. Well, I would love to see Superman versus Muhammad Ali as a movie. That would be such an epic movie at this point, and they can do it. Like, as much as I've always wanted to see it as a movie, I knew we couldn't do it, but now we can do it. You know, with CGI and everything else that's going on out there, that's like Star Wars over again, except different. Okay, so here we go. We have Tommy Lee Jones, or I should say Two-Face, and Batman, because this is actually not Neil drawing Tommy Lee Jones. This is another prelim to the style guide for the Batman Forever. This was before they decided to style it in that Art Deco style. So Neil was coming up with a design for it, and then they went another way. So this is $1,800 to buy. I don't think this one is. And no, it is.
Yep,
signed.
it's signed.
Yep, that one's signed in pencil also.
Sorry, I just have it out of frame.
So it is a signed piece by Neil. It's pencil, like the pencil itself. I will say the Two-Face on this is great. This is a piece that, once again, Chris likes, so you should buy it. That Two-Face on that has really kind of grown on me.
You're never going to recover from Wednesday, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm still crying over my Beetle Bailey. Okay, so this one we refer to as Aggro Batman. This is a pencil prelim. I'm going to try getting it so we're not so shiny. Did that help you?
I'm fine.
You're good? Okay. This again is a prelim by Neil, or his pencil, I will say. This is $700 to buy.
This one is not signed, so it will come.
See, I
with
wasn't
a
going to
COA.
say it this time.
Yeah, I know. Well, I figured you were waiting till the scan and pan got to the bottom, so I figured I'd help you out there.
Right. Okay, so in the cases where the pieces are not signed, we are going to do certificates of authenticity that state what the piece is and what Neil actually did on the piece. It gets, and I also wanted to show you guys this, but I kind of skipped doing prints tonight. But this is what our little signature of Neil's looks like, that we actually put on the back of the plays we do, or things that have been done after we've lost Neil, because we can't have Neil sign stuff anymore. So it's a little hard to see. It is Neil's signature. It's got this really cool hologram effect. It says authentic and approved. And this is on our certificates of authenticity. This is what we put on the back of the Giclées that do not have signatures by Neil. So you can see what you're getting there. So $700 for what we refer to as Batman Aggro, because it looks really bad. Okay. Here is a new piece. We came up with a price on this, right? I think I wrote it in your book and I didn't write it.
Yes, it was $5,000.
Okay, so this is 11 by 14. It is Batman. Now this is a Batman design that Neil was changing the costume slightly. This is an older piece. I would refer to this as a commercial piece. But this was Neil working on kind of updating Batman's costuming. This is pen and ink Neil. It is signed by Neil. And the price on this is $5,000.
Beautiful piece.
It looks like he shortened the cape a little bit too.
Mm. McDowell just went, where the heck? It's a character design.
I think Happy Towers just glitched.
What? This is a really, really nice piece. Again, it's Neil kind of updating Batman's costume.
Yeah, he shortened the fins on the side of the gloves too.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure in his mind he got rid of all the
They're
dumb
not,
stuff.
they're not as pointy.
Yeah, it's making it more usable, the costume. There's some gadgetry going on the side of the belt.
Although I think those pointy things on the belt would probably hurt if you had to crunch.
We
Get
don't
you
worry
right
about
under the
that.
ribs.
Batman doesn't crunch, he just stands.
He doesn't sit down.
Except when he crunches on gargoyles up in the air.
That's right.
So Birdman
But
says a color print of this would look great with the Superman Kryptonite Nevermore.
Okay.
I think Birdman wants me to color this.
I'm getting that slight impression.
This would be cool in color. What I would do is if somebody wanted to buy it and wanted it colored, I would keep your black and white pristine. We could always copy it and color on a copy.
My marker sense is tingling.
Zia's marker sense is tingling, which is always a bad sign.
Yep.
So 5,000, and again the size is 11 by 14. Actually, it looks too. It's giving me that illusion. Yeah, it's 11 by 14. It's an illusion.
It's an optical delusion.
Very nice piece by you. Good job, Dad. Okay, next piece. I pulled this out, and I know this kind of falls into my commercial land. And I said I was going to do commercial stuff on Wednesdays, but I love him so much. So, like, this is another piece you should buy because I really love it. And actually, I wasn't going to sell this, but I put it out anyway. This is an ad we did for a Polaroid video cassette cleaner. We did this back in the 80s. This is one of the rare times that you actually color Neil's original art. So this is pen and ink Neil. It is colored by the art studio of Neil with Neil's direction. Probably Neil even went into this piece. It is $1,400 to buy. And it is a fantastic piece. You can take the acetate and move it off.
No, you took the whole
I
thing.
know, I always grab the art. Neil did sign the acetate. He did not sign the artwork. But if you have the acetate, and we will have a certificate of authenticity that will go with it.
Aaron White is claiming the video heads.
Yay!
Very smart purchase.
I'm telling you,
You know
Aaron,
why that happened? Because I just wrote myself a nasty note to fix the scan and pan. Because my scan and pan is glitched. And now I don't have to.
the coloring on this is fantastic, Aaron.
Yeah, no, this is of all the textures on this, which there is great texture on the bandages themselves, but the light going through the glasses and hitting the bandages behind and that nice amber shadow is just stunning.
Right. We also did this same ad, only it was Frankenstein. And today I did find a transparency
Oh,
of Frankenstein because we have a
So it
really
may be
bad
floating around.
color stat where it looks like crap.
right.
That I did find, which now I don't know where it went. But today I did find a transparency that has Frankenstein. So if I can get that transparency, made into something usable, I will send you a copy of the Frankenstein, Erin.
Well, that is a great purchase, Erin.
Yep,
Congratulations.
thank you, Erin.
Very smart
And
buy.
Erin definitely got a piece of Chris' art today. Erin White.
Al Swede, it's like Beetlejuice. Don't say his name too many times. Stump.
I do a big bomb to launch my.
Aaron White says, so much nostalgia. I worked in a video store for years. Oh, cool.
There you go.
Oh, that's great.
So you
I'm
got
so
a connection.
happy. Okay, everybody hold their ears. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't cover my ears fast enough.
That was a good one.
She got everybody.
I got everybody, even got myself on that one.
Well done, Chris.
I can't find my laptop.
Okay, so that was Erin. All right. I am happy. It's going to someone's home.
I look like Mardi Gras.
Well, that's coming up
That is
next
coming
Tuesday.
up.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Julia Childs might even show us how to make a Mardi Gras
That's right.
cake.
I hear that Julia Childs and Martha Stewart are going to have a comeback.
There's still a big blue confetti on there.
Got
Not that it doesn't color coordinate, because it's the
That
perfect
was
was
one
in
for it.
part of the
It
cake.
was
But-
in her cake.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have
Batgirl.
Batgirl. Yes, I think whereas Martha did Neil Adams stuffing, I hear Julia will be doing a heart-shaped cake.
Well, before that, she has to do the king cake.
Are you doing the king cake?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm not doing the king cake. Julia Childs is doing the king cake. But she tells me it's real quick. It
Okay.
takes some time.
Okay. All right, so we have Batgirl, which I always take this out of the plastic, so I'm going to take it out of the plastic, which I should have done. But I was so excited.
Well, I'll show the scan and pan while you're doing that then.
Okay. So we have Batgirl. She's 11 by 14. She is 1,800 to buy. She is fully loaded with lots of really nice airbrushing in that background. Gorgeous moon. She's lovely. That's Batgirl.
I've got a question.
Yes.
How much is the Talia and Batman original art?
The one that I'm showing later. That one is
$5 million.
Can you see the tag?
Mhm.
What is it?
15.
Okay, so it's 15,000 for the Batman Talia. So Batgirl is 1,800 to buy. She is 11 by 14. She is a large piece. Like I said, she's got really great airbrushing and work on her. She is not a signed piece. I don't know why Neil didn't sign it, but he missed it. So this will get a certificate of authenticity that will go along with her. And that is Batgirl. Okay.
And Kelly Rusk, not only do most packages come with bomb glitter, but they usually come with one or two of Chris's hairs.
DNA.
That
In
is
case you want to clone your own Chris.
That's right.
Clone a Chris.
That's how you know it's originally coming from New York.
That's right.
If it doesn't have my hair in it, then it's not. It's coming from somewhere. We are on
Got it.
Return of Wolverine #1. Now this is a published cover. from Return of Wolverine #1, where Neil drew Wolverine and Sabretooth.
Actually, just want a couple more stickers.
And I don't know what year this came out. It's relatively newer. It was when we were doing a lot of covers for Marvel. And this was a cover that actually, as a comic book, like it just got glommed up, and then everybody was asking for copies of it, and it was like gone. This is the published cover. This is his original pen and ink, and we're selling this for $30,000. So I'm pulling out some of the big stuff tonight. So Wolverine Sabretooth, original published cover, $30,000. It is signed by Neil.
So this was the Return of Wolverine #1.
Right. It is a kind of orange and yellow cover in its color in the comic book. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy. Usually I'll show a comic cover in the comic book. I don't have any available to me of this one.
And it was 2018.
Okay, so 2018 published cover by Neil, and it is a signed piece. Apparently Happy Towers got one of these in his red box.
Very nice.
So great piece here.
This is going to pull out the big guns next.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out Yellow M&M.
The big guns.
Okay.
Hey, look, you have your favorites, I have mine.
All right, this is a Zia favorite tonight. So this is Yellow M&M. This is pencil by Neil, and the reason why Neil did this in pencil because we did a number of M&Ms, and now they're shaking M&Ms across the table from me.
They're not only M&Ms, peanut M&Ms.
On cue.
Which he is. Now, the reason why Neil did this in pencil is because the client didn't want the hard black edge. So here's a place where we take Neil's pencil, we kind of turned it into like a brownish gray line and then colored it so he wouldn't have such a hard black edging. This one is actually even colored by Neil as well as being penciled by Neil. So you're getting Neil's color, you're getting Neil's pencil, and I believe it's signed by Neil.
I do not see
No.
a
No,
signature.
not signed by Neil. Okay, because I thought it was signed. It's not signed. But actually, in our older video shows, Neil was working on this as we were doing the show. So this would get a certificate of authenticity. Wow, Happy Towers got a 9.8 of that silver. That
Wolverine and Sabretooth.
Yeah, it's hit that hour. I'm
Even
going to
nicer.
bed now.
And you didn't even take a nap today.
I did not. Okay, so M&M yellow. And it's 300, right? 350, sorry. 350 is the claim price on that.
It's some great colors on there.
Yeah. Well, it's Neil's shadowing that he
Yeah.
did. It's very cool.
Very three-dimensional.
The man's a pro. What can I say? Even on an M&M job.
Knew what he was doing.
He's alright.
Okay, I refer to this one. Now you need the cover. You can save the shipping. Okay, so what are we looking at? We're looking at Batman Standing. Now this is a pencil.
See, El Swede, you had to mention his name now. He's here.
See how that happens?
This is 1,000 to buy. It's a really nice pencil, guys. It is on 8.5 by 11 paper. Oh, the M&M was on 2 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper. So 1,000 for this Batman pencil. It would get a certificate of authenticity that will go along with it.
Nice, Rich.
Thank you. I like to throw you
Wasn't
curveballs.
I supposed to do my cards on page somewhere? Did we miss it up? Or is it coming up?
No, they were on your list.
Yeah, but you were supposed to tell me when. Are we-
Yeah. Oh yeah, you passed it. Sorry.
It's my
Well, I got
sister.
excited because it was right after Invisible Man, so I skipped it.
Okay, this is Conan's Serpent War #1. It was a variant cover from 2019. Now this, we have a print of this, I think. And I thought I was going to do prints, but I went right into art because we did the comics. So I'll do prints on Wednesday night. This is the original published cover for that Conan variant. I don't know if it's signed. Is it signed?
I do not see a signature
Oh
on
my
there.
god, it's not signed. This will get a certificate of authenticity that will go with it. This is a really nice cover, really well rendered, lots of stuff going on. The price on this is
18,000.
$18,000. But nice, nice Conan piece. So I would think about this piece, guys. This is another Chris fave. Here.
Amazing detail on there.
Yeah, a lot of work on this piece. So, and if you're into Conan, this is really nice Conan. So, I actually have a number of Conan pieces tonight. That was one of them. Okay, back to Batman.
You want to do
now.
your cards?
No, I'm going to stick with Batman for a little bit here. You have to, did I miss my Batman Talia too?
No.
Okay.
Batman Talia is like towards the end.
Oh, okay. We have Batman Yelling, pencil and ink. This is an 8.5 by 11. The price on this is
3,000.
$3,000. I believe there is a signature on this one.
There is.
There you go. So this is really another really nice piece.
What's the price of this?
3,000. Now this is 3,000 because this is highly detailed, in a very strange way. Neil is using the side of his pencil to shadow, like he's inking or coloring. So it has a lot of detail that goes into this one, and just his teeth alone is worth it. This is 3,000. Maybe I like it because it reminds me of my dad going through distribution pages with me when we were publishing comic books and yelling at me. But it's a great piece. It even has like pencil that comes off of his face. So there's a lot of anger and action in this piece. 3,000 to buy.
Sorry.
It's okay.
You haven't noticed it yet.
You can run away. Okay, here's a large Batman piece. This piece is 11 by 17. It is pen and ink Neil. Color on this is Jason. It has a big airbrush bat signal. Sweet batarang coming at you. It feels like Batman. For those of you who don't like when Neil does eyeballs, there's no eyeballs on this one.
And that is a Neil Adams hand, if I've ever seen one, coming right at you. This drawing looks almost 3D.
Yeah. And it is a sign piece, and it is $5,000 to buy. Again, you can put this on a payment plan.
And this is large, 11 by 17,
Yeah.
takes up the whole page.
Very
Edge to
Batman.
edge colors.
Very, very Batman. Nice work on this one. Nice Batman. Nice Batman. Is there any Batman that isn't nice? I haven't hit one yet. Yeah, the pan and scans definitely allow you guys to see the artwork better. You do get to see the cloud work that Jason put in the background. This, a lot of pieces are more work than you think they are, but now you're getting to see it. So that's why I highly advise you to go to Facebook or Neil's YouTube channel.
And Joe, the really nice thing about this is you're seeing it on camera. In person, the colors are
Yeah.
so much more vibrant. We have so many customers that we ship the pieces to them, and they're blown away how
Right.
bright the colors are.
Like as good as the Silver Surfer looked tonight,
Right.
Yeah.
when it's Benjamin's Silver
Yeah.
Surfer, when he gets it, he's going to be like, holy crap, this is even better.
I didn't realize looking at it on the screen.
Because everybody does that. Everyone's like, oh, it's so much better. So, okay. This is another really nice piece of art.
This is huge.
Now, this is a piece that I like. I know the Talia Batman is also well liked. I tend to like this one better than the Batman Talia. It is not too often that Neil will do portraits. I think it's because Neil likes to tell a story, but here he did do a really nice portrait.
God, the line work on this.
Yeah,
How nice would this look framed?
holy crap, yeah.
Just the
Nice.
size alone.
Right. So this is definitely it's a little square. It is 14 by like 15 and a half, 16, I would say. But it has a square feel to it. And it's just like if you love Batman and Robin, this is a really,
This piece is so iconic.
even the way Neil put his signature on it, the design of his signature fits.
Yeah. There's like a flair to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and Chris was also commenting when she and I were talking about it the other day, is that some of the pieces that Dad really loved, he would put his signature closer to the artwork.
So this is $10,000 to buy.
And keep in mind, we do have the payment plan. So if you want that one signature Neil Adams Batman piece,
Right.
this
And
might be one to
I've
consider.
never seen this piece anywhere else.
No.
Yeah.
I was blown away the other day, seeing it for
Yeah.
the first time.
Happy Towers puts this up on his TV now. So great piece.
You and me both have towers.
This is one of those pieces that just sells itself, and when the right person
Yeah,
comes along,
when the right
it's
person
gonna
who
go
has, and we understand the bank accounts for some
Sure.
of these pieces is not everybody's bank account. Surely it's not my bank account.
And that's why we mentioned the payment plan. You know,
Right.
Well, if there was a minus at the beginning of it, it might be minus.
But Batman and Robin, this is a sweet piece. It will find a home sooner or later. And you're right, the hatching on Batman's head when the cowl was alone, like
there's certain pieces
Wow.
that when they sell, we're actually sad because we don't get to see them anymore.
go away. Okay, this is our crazy
Batmobile.
Batmobile that is not 100% inked,
But you get to see the process.
but you do get to see the process. And I didn't want to, I mean, people have offered to finish this. I didn't want anybody to finish this. I kind of wanted to leave it in the raw state that Neil left it in. This is Neil's Batmobile. I love the fact that Robin is like looking out the window, like what's going on. Batman is intently driving this Batmobile, and it has such great action line. And there's zooming that I just didn't want anyone else to touch it. It is on large paper. This is $6,000 to buy. It is 17 inches wide by 14 inches tall, so 14 by 17. And it's just like dead center, and it's solid. Even though you're looking at some of it in pencil, it doesn't really feel like it's in pencil. This
feels like it's going fast through a mist.
Yeah.
There's a lot of raw energy
Right.
with this one.
This was in Neil's portfolio. We didn't even know it was in there. It was a piece that obviously he was working on and carried around with him a lot, but never got to finish it. But great piece, $6,000 to buy.
Yeah, this was a jaw dropper when
Yeah.
saw it for the first time. Bless you.
What's this in the portfolio?
Oh my god.
Now I'm gonna do my cards. My cards. Okay, these cards are actually Marvel Upper Deck 2014 Marvel Premiere. Now, when you do cards for Marvel Premiere, they will give the artist some extra cards just in case they make a mistake. But we know Neil Adams never makes a mistake. So he then took his 4 extra cards, which I think we were supposed to get back, and drew on them. So these are 4 cards that Neil penciled and inked, and all of us feel this is Neil's coloring. They are all signed by Neil. Like I said, these are, and I think in this set, Neil did draw cards. These are extra cards that Neil had, like I said, in case he messed up on the ones he was drawing for the set. And that's how we got these cards. But this is obviously Marvel.
And what's the price on these cards?
They are $800 each. So $800 per card. They can go on the payment plan. I love Hulk, so that'll be the first one to go.
I like the Vision a lot.
The Vision is sweet too. So $800 each. They are all signed. Again, if you find yourself thinking about this over the weekend or something, definitely we are around to answer anybody's questions. If you have any questions on these. And they're pretty, I will say. The Marvel Premiere has it's like a metallic edging on it. That's actually pretty. These are like really nicely designed cards. And I bet you even these like framed up. Sometimes you can get those like shadow box frames are really nice for these cards. What I did which maybe I'll do it because I think I have a shadow box somewhere up here, is I have, like, my dad did a black and white Batman head on a sketch card. And I think he, like, made a mistake for the first time in his life. So I, like, grabbed the card from him, and then I had a little, like, not a statue, but like a plastic Batman. So I have the card and the little plastic Batman in, like, a shadow box frame. And together they're very cool. And so I will, maybe if I have one of these characters. I don't know if I have any of these characters as a little statue thing. But it looks cool in, like I said, a shadow box type framing. They look nice.
They present very well.
They do. Okay, do you guys want to see? I mean, I could pull the Batman Talia piece up now if you'd like. We can put it in now. I kind of put it towards the back end, Z, just because you never know how many people are with you at what time.
There's
Can
that.
you pull them out in Talia?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, so we're going to pull in the Batman Talia piece. I do have other original pieces of art and other pieces that we are putting into the show tonight. So don't think like this is like, ooh, this is the show topper here. Well, it might be the show topper just because it's a cool piece. So this was the piece that I posted, which somebody said, oh, that can't be Neil Adams because it doesn't have the right bat signal on Batman's chest.
Can you rotate it, please?
Yes.
That Neil would have never
He would have
drawn
never
this
done
bat symbol
that.
on his chest. I guess you haven't seen Batman Odyssey.
That
Aaron,
and Dad always hated the circle on it.
Mighty Mouse got bought
Yes.
on Wednesday night.
Right after the show.
Much to Chris's chagrin. And I guess also Aaron's chagrin. Mighty Mouse left us on Wednesday.
Yes. It has shipped already.
Yeah. We had to get it out quickly with my beetle bailing. I know, that was a great cover. Okay, this piece is huge. This is 16 by 19 and a half.
Very large.
19. So 16 inches wide by 19 inches tall. It is obviously Batman Talia. A lot of people find this very sexy. A lot of people love this piece. And this is pencil and ink Neil. Neil did sign it. And we're selling this for
15,000.
$15,000.
Again, a very iconic Batman piece.
Didn't you show a layout piece for this earlier? It might have been a different Batman. No. I don't think I did. Tonight?
No.
Tonight I didn't. So we had the new Batman where Neil designed the new costume Batman. And then we have Batman with the splatter. Because this is a dense Batman show, but I also do have pages of Fantastic Four coming up as well. So 15,000 for a Batman Talia. Another fabulous piece of art. All right, I have, hard to go to this now. Wolverine Toastettes for 500. This was a commercial job that we did. This is on 8.5 by 11.
9 by 12.
9 by 12.
And Benton.
Yes, 9 by 12. For 500, this will get a certificate of authenticity to go along with it. Just needed a drink of water. Okay, so we're on Wolverine. Obviously, it is the yellow and black style Wolverine. 500 for Wolverine. All right. So I do have Mickey. Now these, I'm going to say it again. These again are Chris's faves. These are $1,200 each. Now these were done a zillion years ago. This is pen and ink Neil. They're done on a almost like stack finished paper. It is a one-ply plate finished paper. So the ink does not sink into the paper, it like sits on the paper. So the black of this is very slick and very dark. And the cool thing about owning these is that if what I would do, and they're just charming, is this is a piece that I don't know what happened to the black and white line art of this piece that I'm showing you in color, which Zia's pan scans.
It's okay.
We'll get it to you here. So this is a color piece of another piece we had done at the same time we did these two. Now what I would do is keep the black and white line pristine and have Zia make a copy of this and color the copy, because that's exactly what this is, a colored copy and then we made a copy of the color copy. But we do great work like this. Zia has the ability to do great work like this. You all have seen Zia's ability to do great work. And yet you're looking at a really fantastic drawing of Mickey Mouse and a fantastic drawing of Donald Duck. You don't have to buy them together. I just put them together so that you can see. Each one of these is $1,200. Each one of these are also signed by Neil. This Mickey Mouse is just a color Xerox. This isn't even a color guide. This is just a copy that we had in our drawers that said, oh, you did this job at one point in your life. So again, I would buy this, keep it pristine as Neil's original art, and, for an amount of money, a little extra money, throw it towards color, and you can get a really dynamite piece.
Oh, Michael DeSantis has the original line art for the Cowboy Mickey.
Yeah. So I can make you a copy of that, Michael, if you have that Mickey, no problem. So Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. Okay, next up is my nice Superman. He is 8.5 by 11. He is $3,000 to buy. He is Superman with a splatter effect background. Now this can be purchased this way at $3,000. If you would like it to be further colored, we definitely can do that.
Y'all know what I could do to this piece.
She's threatening us now.
In a good way.
Yes. So $3,000 for Superman. It is a signed piece by Neil. I think this is one of our last action-oriented Supermans that we have. move us along here. So we did pull some new pages. Okay, this is Fantastic Four, issue number 2, page 5. This is what it looked like in the book. This is the original published page. And this is $15,000 to buy. This is Neil's pencils with Mark Farmer's inks. This is the Fantastic Four antithesis story. Something bad is happening in the bottom panel.
Mhm.
And I don't want to wreck it in case somebody wants to read this. I don't want to give it away. Yeah, like I said, the problem that this book had was just the bad timing of coming out over COVID. So it didn't get a lot of advertising or promotion because everybody was already, I mean, I remember the day, like New York just shut down. It was like March 20th.
Not continuity though.
And basically, you know, everybody didn't come back to the office. And somehow this book kind of moved into that and it kind of went under the radar. But if you are smart and you buy a copy of the book, we're selling them for $75 with Neil's signature. It is a great story. It is written by Mark Waid. It is a traditional Fantastic Four type story. It's fun. It has action. Galactus is in it. Silver Surfer's in it.
The first appearance of a new villain.
First appearance of a new villain is in it. And these are the original pages to that story. I will even show you on the back of this page are 3 little faces that Neil could not resist making little patches. So those are 3 little face patches.
2 actually.
2 little face patches that are on the back of this.
1 little, 2 little, 3 little.
Right. That will also go with it. So $15,000 for that. Actually, I think all of these are $15,000 that I'm showing tonight, so there's no confusion. This is another page from that story. This is page 11. Here it is in color. Sometimes it's easy to see a color and then look at it in black and white. Happy Towers needs one to dog ear now. This is $15,000 again. And this is outside of Avengers. This is the only time that Neil has played with Fantastic Four.
Joe Farias has such great movement in his panels.
Mm-hmm. And it was fun. Neil like flew through this job. I mean, granted, he didn't have to ink it, but he really had a good time. And repping Neil, I would say this was an easier. And like I said, it could purely be because we didn't ink it. Sometimes when you go through, here are the layouts, here is the copy. Well, I didn't have to do the copy either because we didn't write it. And then here are the pencils, and then here are the inks. It just feels like you've done the job 3 times.
Yeah.
Versus.
Well, I mean, it is a great combination of artists. I mean, Mark Waid, brilliant writer. Dad, brilliant penciler.
Yeah, this I'm going to pull out because actually,
and then Laura Martin did amazing colors on these.
Right.
Yeah, it was an all-star cast of veteran creatives.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Fantastic Four 2, page 16. Again, 15,000. And I think it goes this way. And this is one of my favorite pages, actually.
So you get a large figure of the Thing on there, the Nihilus flying at the top,
Mm-hmm.
Reed
I
and
love-
Sue at the bottom.
I love this.
You got a couple of Silver Surfer panels.
Yeah.
So this page has a lot
And
going
that's what
on.
I'm saying. It's got everybody in here. There are some Galactus pages in this story as well. That's why you should get a book, look at the pages, and then say, is this page available? All right, I'm going to put this back in. I took this out of the plastic because my plastic is scuffed. So it looks like there's a black smoochie. There isn't. Mhm.
Chris owns the Galactus cover.
But there's other pages with Galactus in the story.
I'm gonna have to pack up.
Okay. Keep moving for a little bit here. Okay, so we have the shadow cover. This was for Dynamite. We're selling this for $6,000. This is an original published cover by Neil. I don't know if it's signed.
I'm not seeing a signature.
So this will get a certificate of authenticity that would go along with it. But this is a shadow that came out from Dynamite. The price on this is $6,000 to buy. And this is the published cover. Original art. Alright, next up is this is a newer piece. Well, this is an older piece, but newer piece. So we refer to this one as Batman Short Ears. This is a piece we've had for a while. It is kind of a Frank Miller-esque Batman that was drawn by Neil. And basically what we did was we tried selling this in black and white for a very long time. And I said, you know what, Zia, let's color this one. So Z went in and colored this up. Again, there are videos of her coloring this. We also have put in her color guide as well in the package of this piece. It is $3,000 to buy. And what I thought was interesting, and actually I put, well, I'll let them do the camera work on this piece, and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, you're good.
If you look at the, it was like we were playing with this, and then I like came over to my side, and my side of the office has this because I had this framed back when the illustrators books came out, and I realized that Zia actually almost matches.
Can you lower it? There you go.
Almost matches the same red in Batman as the red is on this one. And it's like the edge lighting is very similar.
Mm.
And yet we never looked at this when you were doing this. So I thought it was interesting that like, wow, it looks like this piece.
It's in the blood.
Which this dad directed. This was very heavily directed by Dad. So I thought that was cool. So I brought it out tonight. Oops. Now I found it. This is gonna fall apart. Big. So again, this is 3,000 to buy. It is original line work by Neil. I believe it's signed. It's got to be
Yes,
signed.
it is
Yes,
signed.
it's a signed piece. It has our older certificate of authenticity with Neil's thumbprint. It is 3,000 to buy. We kept the price the same as it was when it was in black and white. And you get the color guide. You get the black and white line art of Neil's and Zia's great coloring, all for the price of 3,000. It can go on the payment plan.
Thank you, Happy Tower. Aims to please.
Okay, we're going to keep us moving. Zito, you'll go for a little bit longer. I am going to pull some prints at the very end and doing the opposite of what I normally do. Okay, here is this piece, which this piece, I don't understand why we still have it. Actually, this piece has been bought twice, but then the people who bought it saw something else and then upgraded from it. So I find it interesting that we've almost sold this twice, only to sell something more expensive, which you can't complain about that. This is Batman with the moon. And he is coming forward. This is truly Neil Adams. Again, a lot of action feel in it. The size of this is 8.5 by 11. So for a small piece, it has a lot of action feel to it. It is signed by Neil. The color on this was done by Jason.
Joe Faria says, damn, that's pure classic Neil.
Yep, and this is 2,000 to buy. It can go on the payment plan, and this is a gorgeous piece of art.
Lewis Comics, I don't think we have any other Talia art that I'm aware of.
No, I have not seen any Talia art. Usually Talia would be a character that somebody would commission from Neil. It was not a character that Neil would like draw a piece of.
Right.
He would do Ra's al Ghul, but Talia was like something, usually it would be a commission piece that would cause a Talia to happen. Like he did that really nice, he did one of those profile head pieces of Talia that was very nice. That somebody owns out there in the world. Okay, here is another favorite piece of Chris's. This is the Batman Forever Reflection Rough. So again, this is before that style guide.
Chibis on which one? He's saying price again, please. If you're talking the Batman with the red and blue sky, that one is 2,000.
Correct. Okay. So for the Batman Forever Reflection Rough, which is what we're looking at here, it is 11 by 14. This is a rough that he did, and it's really not a rough, for the style guide before it went its deco look. And this is a great piece. This is truly a real Neil Adams composition. One of the things that Neil loved to do was that reflection pool where you reverse what you've drawn above it, below it. So that is Batman standing in a puddle of water with his reflection going down into the puddle.
Aaron White is looking to see the Batarang Bats piece again.
Sure, not a problem. We'll pull it back up because we're coming in towards, I'm going to do some prints soon, and I just want to make sure this. So the size of this is definitely, it is 11 by 14.
Okay, Chibis is claiming the Batman with the moon at 2,000 on the plan.
Okay.
Thank you, Chibis.
This is 2,000 for this Batman prelim. We call this Reflection Rough. And I will go to Chibis on the Batman see. So we have Chibis. And this was 2000, right?
That was 2000, yes. Thank you, Chibis.
And there. And we'll do a butterfly.
Oh boy.
Butterfly. You want to hold your ears? Okay, here we go. Ooh, that was loud.
I got my fingers in my ears fast enough too.
Oh, I can't hear.
I'll bet.
I am deaf. Okay, so
That's the only reason why I don't mind you blowing up the bombs anymore. The
okay,
balloons.
Aaron wants to
The
see
bombs.
the Batman batarang. Yes. Here we go. There we go for Aaron.
What's sold? What's sold?
Chibis and the Batman with the moon. And Aaron wanted to see this, and Aaron
And he's
is going to
claiming
take.
Batman with the Batarang. All right.
Thank you, Aaron. Wow, big pieces of moving tonight. Okay, this piece is. How much was this one, see?
5.
Okay, thanks.
Woohoo! Thank you, Aaron. Well, I would say that definitely gets another big bomb.
That's another big one.
Are your ears okay? You want me to blow the next one?
You can blow the next one. All right, we'll do. Well, you want to do one of the hard ones, or I have another butterfly?
I'll do one of the
Oh
hard
wait,
ones.
I have one of these. This one we do. This one is good, and this isn't one of the hard ones, and that one's not as loud. The butterflies are really loud.
All right. Are we ready, clocks?
I am ready for Aaron's
3,
bomb.
2, 1.
Yay!
My
These
hang
seem
time
more
on these.
full. Like now we're becoming like bomb experts. I want to say.
Bomb experts.
Right, like look, this one has more hang time,
Oh yeah. Okay.
but these seem to have more pieces.
Well,
And
connoisseurs.
yes, and the butterflies are louder.
Connoisseur de boom.
United States.
We have a
Good night,
big
guys.
mess to clean up tonight. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Chibis. Let me see.
Wow, I don't even know where to go from here.
Yeah, I don't either. See, I was actually gonna do some prints. I think I'm just gonna like stop where I am, and whatever I have left, we'll do Wednesday night. But I wanted to do some prints because I felt like my prints, and I have Zia's prints, and let's see. It's hard not to all have similar taste. I think that's part of the problem. Put this over here. Okay, so since what I did do tonight was, I'm going to show this. So these are prints, guys. So these are 13 by 19. It is a fancy Giclée print. Which means that we really watch the printing. It is on a really nice, thick watercolor
acid-free
paper. So it's got this really nice thickness and feel to it. The ink sits on the paper really, really well. And this is, again, size of this is 13 by 19. The price on this is $200. Now, these we did after Neil had passed. So they don't have, you got to put 200 up, see?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. This happened after Neil passes when we made these. We made these for New York Comic Con. And I wanted, because I always talk about what we're going to do, but I've never shown what we're going to do. So I was like, Chris, why don't you just show it and stop being an idiot? So tonight I did bring it out. So this is what you get as your label, or not label, but your signature of meals. And we also put a certificate sometimes in with these as well. But we put this on the back, and it's hard to see it because it's a hologram, so it does that rainbow effecty thing. But it is a really nice Neal Adams signature there. It is authentic. It is approved. We are the only ones that have these stickers. And we put this on the back. It does not affect the Giclée, front by us doing this. It is a safe way of doing it. And that's how we're putting Neal's signature onto the Giclées that Neal did not sign. And it is within the $200 price. But these are great pieces. I think Marilyn said we only made 10 of these because Marilyn was around with us on Wednesday night and somebody had asked, well, how many were made? And I believe Marilyn did answer by saying 10. So there are not many of these out there. It is a very small run. And this is $200 to buy. Again, it is a Giclée, a fancy, well done print on great paper. So this is Conan, 13 by 19. This is a great piece. This is all Neal. Neal penciled, inked, and colored this piece and painted. A really dynamic, very visceral Conan piece by Neal. Now James Demetrio has shown up. Or he showed up a while ago. I just saw his name. This is another one that we did, again, for New York Comic Con, and it's got a sticker piece stuck to it. Again, 13 by 19. This is a really nice Green Lantern piece that Neal painted himself. This is Neal painting, so it's not pencil and ink.
Well, it is
He
ink.
did ink it.
It
He
is
did
ink.
ink it with his India ink, but it is a painting. If you watched our shows from the past, you will actually see this in the conference room all the time with us, the actual original painting. And this is $200 to buy. Again, it will get that sticker hologram signature that we put on the back.
What are you talking about, Elsie?
Yeah, Elsewede, that was a Giclée. It is a print, the Conan piece. That was not an original. On the other hand, these did not cost that much money. Neal, when he did these, they were smaller.
It sounds like Bertman on Instagram is claiming a Green Lantern.
Okay.
Thank you, Bertman.
Thank you. Okay, so we have Bertman is buying. He wanted the Conan or the Green Lantern?
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern. Okay. Green Lantern, and that's $200.
Thank you.
We will. Now I'm gonna have to quickly buy bombs. Okay, here we go. Yay. Okay, so back to what I was talking about. This is 13 by 19. It is a really dynamic Green Lantern. It is beautifully painted by Neal. If you're into this character, sweet piece. The Conan piece is equally as sweet. It represents Conan, or what Conan is all about. Green Lantern is another sweet piece, represents exactly what Green Lantern is about. And has that ring thing going on.
Got that ring thing.
His mask is great looking. Okay. My third one of my fancy Giclées is this one, which this one is based off of that famous Batman werewolf cover. Now this is a redo. This isn't from that cover. So this is a redo of that cover. You will notice the werewolf is larger. and in some ways closer to Batman. The size of this is 13 by 19. And this is the cover that had all that garbage all over it. At least in the States it did. I can't say what it looked like in Europe. But it is a fantastic piece. This is colored by Zia. And this is Neil pen and ink. The rain on this is fantastic.
The signature that you see at the bottom, that is printed on from the original artwork. So the print is not signed.
Right. This again would get that hologram sticker with Neil's signature on it. This is also a $200 one. This has fantastic paper stock that it's on. When you feel it, it's luxurious.
The colors are gorgeous.
It's like butter.
It's like butter.
And yes, the color on this is great. The reason why we go with such a luxurious paper is because the color sits on it so well.
It's a thing of beauty to behold forever.
Right. And there was a lot of care taken into definitely these three. Not that everything isn't taken care of by care, but this was the first time we were working, really doing Giclées without Neil. And it was very important to us to keep that quality of Neil where Dad would want it. So if anything, I would say this was really, really watched.
Yeah.
Because we knew when we did Giclées normally, Neil had to sign everything. So if Neil didn't like something, you heard about it immediately.
Oh, boy, howdy
He
did
would
you.
rip it in front of you. He would
Traumatize you for
tell you how much
life.
money you just wasted. And
He'd even take some cash out of his pocket. Tear that.
Right. So this, we've made sure that it stayed up to Neil's standard of quality. And this is another great piece. Batman being tied up in essence. So, and this is a great story. Like, this is a comic book. Like, maybe I'll get Pete. I feel like this is a comic story that, like, people know is out there, but don't love it as much as other pieces that Neil had done. I don't know if Denny wrote this story or it was Len that wrote this story. Question: on these limited prints, in future, continuity going to be doing numbered releases? I don't know what the future of continuity is going to be doing. We're kind of trying to figure out our next steps. The gallery books are coming out. That's going to be big. Continuity actually has two cover runs within that gallery book that has different covers than what Scott Doombear has shown you guys. They are now putting those covers together for me, and those are going to have really small runs. That I would say is probably our first numbered release that we will be doing, even though there is a bigger release, but not with the same covers that I've asked for. So you guys are going to have to figure out, of the covers that Scott has shown you, what covers are missing and what covers would Chris go for. So that would be our first, I would say, numbered release that we have coming out from the Addams Family. But we're still trying to figure out our future here. So anyway, this is Moon of the Wolf. Like I said, I'm going to have Pete do a piece on Moon of the Wolf because I feel that is a buried treasure story. And it actually is a great story because we actually started animating it as a motion comic. And it was like a good story. Like, Batman gets drugged. Then he ends up getting tied up on a roof. Next thing is that there's a werewolf flying in.
Well, it is a great lesson on how to build tension
Yeah.
on a comic book page.
Right. So, this is a great piece. This is $200 to buy. If anybody would like it, it's available. And I think that may be. Do you want me to do your? I'm going to show this tonight. This is a piece that actually Neil showed you guys when he was still around with us. He was working on this. He had drawn it and actually started doing the color on it. Now I'm going to show you. This is how far Neil took the. Whoa! No, I don't need this anymore anyway. This is as far as Neil took the piece. It was drawn completely, and Neil started laying in his coloring. He did definitely the sky, and he definitely was laying in his blues, and he definitely was laying out his Death Dealer colors. And then this piece ended up going to the side, and we lost Neil. So basically, Jason took the piece and kind of followed what Dad was doing. And we have now finished the piece because, like I said, the art was completely done. It was really just finishing the color work to the bottom of the piece. Neil had already laid out his blue shadows and where he wanted things, and Jason has completed the piece. Now, we have not priced this piece yet. I have a feeling Wednesday night we will be debuting that price. And this is Neil's, in that Pete just did a piece on Neil and Frazetta. Here is Neil's homage, Death Dealer, friend Frazetta. And it just happened that Pete did that piece. So, and Moon of the Wolf was written by Len. I had a feeling Moon of the Wolf was written by Len because it didn't feel like Denny. But anyway, back to Death Dealer. So this is going to debut Wednesday night with a price. We don't have a price on it now. It is another very cool piece by Neil. I don't know what caused him to do Death Dealer, but he decided to do Death Dealer. And it is now finished and completed by Jason. And Dad's signature actually is on it. It is a signed piece between the horse and the shield.
Yeah.
It does have a signature. And I will enclose where Neil had left it. So you'll get the piece that Neil actually, we kept a copy of it, of where Neil stopped it and then where we took it from there, so that whoever buys this would know how much of this is Neil. And basically Dad went in and did all the fun stuff.
Right.
He went in and did the sky. He did the Death Dealer. He did the blood.
He did all the stuff that he felt that he had to be the one to do.
Yeah.
Matthias Argent says, I remember he spoke so powerfully in the movie Painting with Fire of Frank Frazetta.
Yes.
Yeah, Dad loved Frank.
Yes. So that is what the piece looks like. Done. Dun, 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 dun. So I think, like, Z, it's 9:45.
Yep.
And we have a mess to clean up tonight.
That we do.
So, and again, you'll see this piece and Neil showing this piece and talking about this piece actually in probably towards the ends of the videos of Down, which still exist on Neil's original site on Facebook, which was, I think it was just Neil Adams. And it's still up and you can find videos of Dad there. So if there's anything that anybody wants to see, we have time to pull stuff out.
I am going to make a little special request for those of you who would like to follow my coloring, my time-lapse coloring of pieces. I have just posted up my Facebook, and I'll post up my Instagram next. Please follow me on Facebook and Instagram, or even YouTube, which is just my name, Zia Adams, on YouTube. Come check me out there.
Oh, you know what? I was going to do, I'm sorry, Zia. I was going to do your, okay, we did Zia's.
There's so many in each one. I don't
It's
know if you want.
fine. I'm going to do voodoo dolls because I did the superheroes on Wednesday.
Right.
So this is an envelope of Zia's. Zia did a bunch of prints. Let me back myself up. Zia did prints of her voodoo pieces that she's done. A lot of these we've sold on the show. Some of these she's sold at conventions. She's got 13 prints in each envelope. I showed her superhero work, which is a lot of Neil Adams stuff that she has colored
Colors that
and
are
other
colored,
stuff
yeah.
that she's colored. This is Zia, and Zia's voodoo dolls that she started at a convention. Oops, this must have been the one I was screwing around with. So I will flip through it quickly. So these are based on voodoo dolls. They usually have button eyes. Like I said, Zia has sold these originals a lot on our show. She has a pack of 13 prints that are
8.5 by 11.
8.5 by 11. And what is the cost of these?
Normally, these prints individually go for $10 each. I'm selling the pack of 13 prints for only $50.
Ooh. And I believe she's signing them.
I am signing them, yes.
Right. So we start with
And we have
Batman.
the Batman Ra's al Ghul cover recreation. Demon Lives Again. This one was fun.
Now I can see it. Yeah. I remember this one you sold on the show.
Yeah. And we have Joker with the fish gun. He was one of my first ones.
Okay. I have to wait for the lag here. But he's got the crazy eyes, which I always
Yeah.
loved about it. And he has the coronavirus creation.
Yes. Then we have Harley Quinn with her cork gun.
I have to wait. Oh, I remember. Yeah, this you did at a convention.
Yep.
Because I was like upset.
Then we have Superman who's sideways. If you grab your hand and just, yeah.
Okay.
Superman. This was another one of my first ones before I was deciding whether or not they were going to be proper rag dolls or whether they were going to animate. So I figured, okay, well, if Superman can't stand, he can't fly, but how would a Superman voodoo doll fly if he was up against a wall that had stars on it and laying on the floor next to it with his arms up?
So again, nice Superman, which this
Chris, you wanted
Andrea
that.
owns this one, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I wanted that one, but of course it got sold.
And we got Dead Man getting pinned. The death of Dead Man.
Right. So dramatic, Zia.
I love that Dad did a sketch of that. I don't think that was in a book or anything, but he did a drawing of it, which I thought was like, that's perfect. I'll hit him with a pin. And then we
Love
got
that one.
Wolverine, who instead of claws, he's got pins.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we have one of two Captain Americas.
Yep.
This is based on a cover. Jason says Dead Man is my favorite.
Right. I love this Captain America. Yeah, Dead Man is very cool. I agree with you, Jason.
Oh, and actually it looks like Bertman one is claiming the Batman Joker face-off.
Oh, cool.
And Donald with colored copy. Okay, we'll have to figure out a price for a color version of Donald, but I will write this down.
Okay.
And then we have Captain Kirk with the Tribbles.
We'll come right back to you guys in a second. And we have and then
Dad.
Right, this is her rendition of Dad, which all of you, if you've ever seen Neil at a convention, this is exactly what he looked like when he looked up at you and said, "What would you like me to do?" So it's a nice ending with Dad in this pack. I would say out of all these packs, this is my favorite pack. And this is Zia's pack. Again, it's 13 prints for $50 in a nice little envelope. This pack is her voodoo doll pack. And like I said, on Wednesday night, I showed her superhero pack. She also has her Betty Boops that she's done. I'll probably show Betty Boop on Wednesday night.
Yep, all of these have 13 prints each that normally go individually for $10 each. For the pack, it's only $50.
Right. Okay, so who wanted what?
Okay, Bertman 1
Birdman one.
wants the Batman Joker face-off, which I think is at
Is
the
in
bottom
front,
of your pile.
Right. Okay.
And he says he wants Donald with colored copy.
Okay, so he wants a $1,200 Donald.
And he says voodoo prints too. Okay, Bertman, what you do is you contact me, which I will write my Instagram on there right now.
So that's for the pack of the Voodoo Dolls.
Right, that's for the pack of the Voodoo Dolls.
All right.
You contact me directly on that one. But all the other stuff goes through the Neil Adams Instagram there.
Okay, so first I have Batman Face Off Joker.
Yep.
I have to be careful of these Mickeys. So he wanted
Yeah, they're
the
delicate. Donald.
Okay. All right. So Donald is here. So Donald is 1,200 in black and white, and then Zia's gonna have to come up with a color amount for you for this.
Yeah, because it'll be a question of, do you want it the same size? Do you want smaller, bigger? So we'll discuss that.
Right, we will talk to you. So again, direct message everybody who bought from us tonight. Please direct message us tonight. That way we know where you are. We will, for Bertman 1, we will get in touch with you Monday. Where you want to do?
Monday.
Okay, on
If not
Monday.
sooner.
In regards to the Donald coloring. Okay, Face Off.
And Happy Towers is claiming a voodoo. All right, thank you, Happy Towers. You know how to get me.
Okay. I think the voodoo things are very cool. I highly recommend it. I love the Neil Adams piece. I think she nailed Dad 100% completely. That's exactly what he looks like at a show. Okay.
Yeah, actually, when I finished that one, I brought it over to Chris. I'm like, I don't know. Do you think people are going to react okay to this? And Chris is like, no, you have to do it.
It was cool. Okay.
And I think, if Dad had been around to see it, he probably would have rolled his eyes at me, but he would have smiled.
He would have loved it. I think he would have loved it. Okay, so here we go for Bertman 1 for the Face Off and Donald Duck.
Woohoo!
And hold your ears. Here we go. Whoa!
There
That was a big one. So, now I'm deaf.
There's a big ball of butterflies.
Nice. All right. Well, Z and I had a good night. I think Rich had a good night, but Rich left us. Z and I have a big cleaning to do.
Yeah.
Because our super comes up here and goes, "What did you do?"
Bertman says the Neil print is worth the price of them all. Aw,
Oh, great.
thank you.
It definitely is. And I think she definitely nailed the characters in there. Her dead man is definitely, I agree with Jason, great and emotional.
And actually, since I have your guys' attention and you're talking voodoo dolls, I'm just going to show this real quick. Because the latest thing has been, I've been requested to do recreations of some of Dad's covers as voodoo dolls. And this is one that I'm working on right now. So I do take commissions if there's anything anybody is interested in having as voodoo dolls. I've done 2 Lois Lane covers at original cover size, 11 by 17, but I do also do on sketch covers.
Right. So this is the 251.
This is the
Except you
251.
reversed it.
No, it's still Joker holding Batman.
Oh, that's right. Batman's on the cover. You know what it is?
You're thinking
I'm
the
so
Joker
used to
cover.
We've done it both ways.
Yeah.
Like somehow my head locked in that it was Batman holding Joker. But you're right. It is the 251. A little hard to see because it's in light pencil.
Yeah.
But she is doing the 251 as a voodoo doll cover on a Dark Knight 3 sketch cover. So we will show it as she goes. I'm sure Zia will show it to you.
Yep.
And Happy Tower says it's cool, but it's 251. All right. So I think that is it. Are you done now?
I am done now.
Okay. Zia is done now. So
Well, I have to put my little shameless plug at the end of it.
I know you do, but that's why I love you. So anyway, Z and I are going to say goodnight. I will say I spent my entire day, Z will vouch for Chris today. Where was Chris today?
You were in the drawers all day.
All day. So I found, and I thought of all of you as I was in the drawers, there are definitely cool prints. Now, and these prints, I only have one copy each, and that's all I'm ever going to have because it came from an advertising job from one of my crazy art directors who I love so much. And they're so wacky that you're going to be like, is that really Neil? And I'm going to be like, yeah. So we pulled those out. I did find some Grizzly movie posters. So I will have Grizzlies out. What else did I find? I found a lot of like weird stuff. There's a lot of weird advertising stuff I found.
A lot of really cool advertising stuff.
Really cool, like anybody who loves Superman, like Andrea, don't come on Wednesday night because you'll be sorry. But a very cool Superman head that actually comes from, well, I'll show you on Wednesday. It comes from one of the paintings that Neil did.
Oh, yeah.
We located that today. So we have a lot of cool stuff for Wednesday night. I think Pete is coming on Wednesday night because he's got something else he's brewing up. And actually, I don't know if he's doing it for us, but the thing he was brewing, which he showed me yesterday.
I'm hoping he's putting it on us too.
I want to have that.
Because I think that was for 13th Dimension.
Yeah.
But he better
share. You better share with us, exactly. So I think Pete's going to be with us on Wednesday night as well.
Or else no donuts for Pete.
So we will have definitely a Weird Wednesday this coming Wednesday. I'll guarantee that. If you're into weird stuff and you want to see other weird stuff that Neil Adams has drawn, we definitely are going to have that Wednesday night. And I want to say thank you to everybody who bought from us tonight. We love that you guys stick with us and support us and enjoy Neil's art with us. And I think we're going to say goodnight now.
Yep. And also, don't just look into my Facebook and Instagrams, but, there's the boys as well. Joel, Jason, and Josh, they all have their websites and have their artwork. So look into the Gen 2 Adamses as well.
How do we find them? Is Joel and Jason is...
Well, there is a singer named Joel Adams. So if you look up Joel Adams, you might find a singer that's about half Joel's age.
Right.
But
I'm sure Josh is under Josh Adams.
Right. And Jason
is under his Spida Creations. Right?
But Jason, if you look for Jason, you can find him here on these Facebook and Instagram. You can contact him through those.
Right.
And he can point you in the right direction.
Right.
But
exactly.
Definitely do look into Gen 2 Adams. We're here too.
And Chris does nothing, so you won't find me anywhere.
So Chris is the one that beats us when we start going off track.
Right.
I will say Chris has never steered me in a wrong direction ever once in my life.
Well, maybe. We'll have to think about that one.
If you did, it was on purpose because it was funny. So.
And Happy Tower says he purchased Jason's Daredevil bronze. It's so cool. I think Josh, you probably can find Josh through Josh Adams. I don't know if what does Josh do or whatever it is. I think that's just his email-y thing that he does. I'm not so quite sure. We'll find out. And then we'll have everybody's email on, or not email, but they're...
And you can find Joel at the Crusty Bunker. Please do bully him into doing commissions. It is well worth it. Bertman1 says Chris is the mastermind. Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Chris picks all the pieces I own. Yes, Happy Towers. That is true. If you don't own them, Aaron owns them. Farron doesn't own them. And James Dimitri owns them.
Chris does have excellent taste.
So, okay, we are going to say goodnight because we're going to be here till midnight.
Yep. All right.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you Wednesday, and if not, Friday. And have a good weekend. Enjoy Super Bowl.
Yay. Night.
Good night.